Hey, welcome back. So let's get ready to do day 2, which is the first real day. I mean, that last battle was quite the battle. We have, of course, some people very stressed from that last mission, but we did leave some behind, so we can do a mission today. We only have one recon, so we can only draw one target, so let's do it. So we just drew a naval base. That is a massive number of hits, 14. Looks like it's going to be 4 or 5 bandits around the board and a 6th one. Then sights all around the board. It's big, which gives us it negates the -1 penalty for the campaign. We're going to get a +1. The hard, I have to look that up. I think that might be the first hit doesn't count. -1 stress, which is good. So that's a good thing. Penalty. All naval targets take 2 additional hits to destroy. I think that is the case I think penalty is if I fail to do the mission. So let's get some of these keywords out of the way. So first of all, penalty. If you fail to destroy the target, suffer the penalty. Okay, and then we know what big is. Hard is subtract 1 hit from the hits inflicted for every air-to-ground attack. So for example, a cannon only inflicts 1 hit, so therefore it can't do any extra damage. So this is going to be challenging because we got to get 14 hits on this bad boy, and the first hit doesn't count. So that means we're going to need a lot of those markers that have multiple hits on them, like the 369s. Since we can't use special weapons, which would have been the GBUs, we're looking at something like this with the 358, and then of course the 3 wouldn't count, only the 5 and 8 would. So that's what we're up against. This is going to require massive bombers. This is not a naval target, it's just a naval base. So the Italians aren't going to matter as much, which is fine because they're stressed out anyways. We do get to bring 10 aircraft on this one. I don't know if you noticed that. So that means we're probably bringing the Italians anyways. So let's figure out our situation. Well, first of all, we get to draw the sights. So let's do that. So there's 1 all around and 1 in the center. So I'm just going to drop. Then let's get 1 more. I'm already seeing 2 no sights, which I really like. Here's 1, which is deadly. This one is a nothing burger, and that's also a nothing burger. So I'm going to shove those to the corners. We only have 1 deadly sight in the whole mix, and I'm going to set that aside instead of putting it back in the cup. So that means I only need 1 AGM anything to inflict the world of hurt on that 1 guy right there. And I can bring in 2 AGMs just to seal the deal. But yeah. That's what we're looking at there. So I get to bring 10 pilots. So I'm coming over here now. I just trying to figure out how to position the camera. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ECM pods. I'm just going to shove this stuff over to the side for now. So there's 6 ECM pods right there. And we have a 7th one. And I know I have more. At least I thought I did. Bear with me. Oh, here's an 8th one. It's annoying because I can't just say, hey, it's the other side of this. I would have just paid for the extra tokens. $430, folks. I would have just paid for the extra tokens. Maybe I don't have any more ECM pods. Okay, not having 10 ECM pods is a problem. I'm finding targeting pods, but not ECM. Okay. There's a good chance that they are there because I pulled them all out, but they're buried on all this stuff. So I'm going to pause. I won't make you watch me do this. Okay, I can't find any more, so I only have 8 of them here, and there isn't a component count in the rule book. I guess I could have tried going online. The information online is really scarce. So I have 8 ECM pods. So that means 2 of my guys are going to go without. And then, of course, I'm going to have one more here, the Rogue, who's going to be an extra pilot. So with that being said, I'm bringing 11. If I bring all 10 planes, that means I'm bringing 11 out of my 12 of my squadron. So I have Hansen, who has 7 stress, and Druid, who has 12 stress. So I can't bring either of those. So I'm not bringing 10 pilots. I can't. I don't physically have enough. But it does mean all hands on deck for everybody else. So I am going to bring El Cid again. El Cid took no stress from the last mission. So we're going to put him here. I think I'm going to make somebody else a flight leader. But so we'll recalculate everybody's stuff. But so I'll put El Cid at the top. And then the flight leader is going to be Cortez, which I will put here because he's a bomber. And he will be the flight leader. So yeah, let's do for both of these. Cortez has 3 SA. El Cid has 2. And then JB's coming along because we have just so many spots. So we're going to bring along JB as well. Now remember, the commander ability is only the flight leader experience points get shared. So even though I have 2 commanders, I can't share both of them. And so I can't bring Hansen. Marita has 5 stress, so he's shaken right now. It's probably not a good idea to bring him. And I forgot to look to see where this target is. So 65. Just to put it in perspective, 65 is right here. That's a weight point penalty of 1 and a stress of 2. So that's what we're doing here. Okay, JB has 1 SA. Okay. So let's just grab everybody who does not have stress first and at least get them in. We have Stoll, who's an F-16. We have Duo, which is our Wild Weasel. And then we have our stressed out guys. So we have Verco, and then our 2 Italians. And that rounds up using all the ECM pods. And maybe I should stop there because, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pilots instead of 10. Everybody else does need to rest. Even the Italian pilots are in bad shape, but we're going to bring them anyways. If we got to get 14 hits on this guy, that's a lot. Okay, so what does that mean? That means that Marita here is resting. So he has a cool of 1, so this 5 will go down to 2. And then Hansen here has 7 with a cool of 1, so the 7 will drop to a 4. And then our 12 here for Druid has a cool of 3, so the 12 is going to drop to 9, which is still ridiculously high, but it is what it is. Somebody mentioned that if somebody becomes unfit, they can no longer evade to avoid hits. That's a great clarification. Because I so rarely hit that, I don't actually remember I just assumed it was, you get to do that because it says you can evade. It doesn't say in the evade section, it makes no mention that they have to be fit, but maybe the definition of unfit clarifies that. I thought unfit just means they can't do the next mission until they become fit again. I didn't think it had any bearing on the mission that they're in the middle of. Although if they do become shaken, their numbers change. Oh, unfit also meant that they can't attack. That was my understanding, but I could be wrong. I'm trying to find it here. I found it. It is on page 15. And it turns out I was right. If a pilot's stress exceeds the highest number in the shaken range, the pilot becomes unfit. Unfit pilots may not attack or suppress, but they can still evade and move. So the comment that I can't evade once my stress gets so high, that's not true. I can keep evading. I just can't attack and suppress anymore. You can't do anything aggressive. You can do defensive stuff. So that makes total sense. Okay, back to programming here. We reduced the stress of everybody, all three of them that didn't go on the mission here. And now let's focus on arming these guys. I only need, we said it was a waypoint penalty of 1, which is not bad. So, and a stress of 2. Okay, so let's start with Duo, because he's our wild weasel. Duo can carry 6 weight points. So he has an ECM pod, which makes it 5, and a weight point penalty of 1, which makes it 4. So he's going to equip some Shrikes. 3, 2, 1. So he's got 3 of them there. Do I do a 4th? No, I'm going to give him an MK82, just in case. Can he equip MK82s? I got to check. No, he cannot. So he can equip a Maverick, of all things. Do I really want to give him a Maverick? I really only have to take out 1 target. What's his air to ground? His air to ground is 0, but he has Wild Weasel, which I believe gives him a +1. My gosh, where's my skill sheet? I would lose my head if I didn't know where it was. What did I do with my skill sheets? Traits, help sheet, Japanese skills, Italian skills, Luftwaffe, Greek skills. My goodness, what did I do? It's like they got up and walked away. All right, I found them. I had them covered up with my tokens when I was looking for ECM pods. Okay, Wild Weasel is +1. Now there's a -1 penalty from the campaign, so he gets a 0. So he really should carry all those AGMs because he's going to need 3 of them to hit. He's got to get a 5 or better. It's possible to roll 3 dice and miss with all 3 of them. So I'm actually going to take 4 just for good measure. That's what he's there for. So he gets a +1, but the campaign gives him a -1, so it balances out. Okay, so we'll give him 4, call it a day. Now let's start at the top. We have, I don't know why this says brick. This is not brick. Why am I using a token? It's LC'd. My goodness. Okay, I found the right token. We have LC'd up here. LC'd is a fighting falcon. He gets a +3 air-to-air. He has a targeting pod. And assuming he's only shooting at the primary target, he has a +1 air-to-ground, canceled by the campaign, but the primary target gives him another +1. And he has a targeting pod, so he has a 3 and 3. Now that's against the target. So he can take... Now, harpoons aren't allowed in this mission or anything like that, so we can take Mavericks if we really think that a Maverick would do the job. The problem with a Maverick is it only hits twice, and if you're not getting that +3 for the vehicle, it's not worth it. So we got to go old school here, and so his... Now we do need some air-to-air. JB is our only true air-to-air guy, so let's do him first. So he has a weight point of 8. This is 7 with a penalty of 1, makes it 6. So he can take 6 aim 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And as always, I'm not concerned with whether it says aim 7 or 9. They're all aim 7s. So he has 6 of them. The problem with having one guy with 6 aim 7s, even if it's enough to kill all the bandits, is he can only shoot at one at a time. So if there's 7 bandits out there and he has 7 aim 7s, he's going to have to wait till 7 turns. Now he can go fast and slow in 1 turn, but you get the gist. So that's the problem with having only one air-to-air guy. So we have El Cid here, who's got a +3 air-to-air, and we have Stool, who has a +2 air-to-air. In fact, Stool's air-to-ground is a -2 at this current promotion level. So Stool will be the other air-to-air guy. He's got a weight point of 8. That's 7. Lost for 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we at least have 2 guys shooting. And he has a +2 air-to-air. So we'll put that in for him. I don't intend to use him for air-to-ground. So let's keep going. We have our 2 Italians here at the bottom and our bomber. So with the heavy bomber, we're going to put 3 weights. So that's 3, 6, 9, 10, 11 is wasted. And then 1 more for 12. So that's what he's going to look like. Again, this 3 just means he has 3 of them. He has a targeting pod and a +1 air-to-ground. So that gives him a +3. The target cancels out the campaign penalty, so Verco has a 3. Moving on to the 2 Italians. They have 8 weight points each. The first one is +0. They're both +0. They have Mare Nostrum, so they get no bonus. So we could do 2 times 3. So that's 2, 4, 6, 7, and then 8 is wasted. And then 2 times 3, same deal. Rogue is our ECM guy. And I'm not sure that's enough to get 16 hits. Oh my gosh. We got another one. So where's my big 3-pounder, 3 weight? Here we go. We got another big dude here with 3 of those and then a single Mark 82. Okay, now we got enough bombs. So that brings us to El Cid. So that's what I was waiting for, is what's El Cid gonna do? He can bring everything. Bombs, aim 7s. So he's got a weight point of 8. 1 is lost. For 7, the ECM pod makes it 6. We have 6 points to play with. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put 2 aim 7s on him because that way he can help with the air-to-air. So that puts him to 4 weight points left, and then we'll give him a 2 and another 2. I know I'm piling instead of using the stress counters, but there we go. So he'll have some weights, and as long as he's not shooting at range 0, those weights, the bombs will not affect his air-to-air. If he's shooting at range 0, then they do. All right, so I got to go through and finish up here. JB has a 3 air-to-air. He has a 2 plus the aggressor. We already took care of Stool. What's his name here? Cortez has a +3 air to ground with a pod for +2 more. Yeah, so he's +5. So he's a rock star. We need to get him to the target. We already did duo, Wiltz and Luca. We did those. They're at +0. Okay. Oh, and that +5 is over here. It's air to ground. Okay. There was one other question that came up. Oh, JB asked about the runway breaker. So the runway breaker skill, he was asking whether it requires the Durandal. That's a good question. I didn't think it did, so let me look it up here. No, see, it's +3 against airfield targets. It's not +5, which I may have mistakenly said +5, but it's +3 against airfield targets. So it doesn't matter what bomb you're using. He's still the perfect guy for that NORAD mission with the airfields. But you could argue that having one bomber for 2 targets in the entire target deck is probably not a good use of the bomber, but anyways. So getting back to this, I think I'm happy with that. The fact that there's only one site that's even threatening is good. Let's get all these dice out of the way. In fact, I'm going to move a bunch of them back off the board. All right, so now we acquired our aircraft. We draw a target bound event card. Draw 2 bandits for each approach area. Do not redraw a no bandit. That is horrible. Absolutely horrible. This just made our mission turn into crap. So we got a no bandit and a no bandit. That is good. And then we have a jammer and a MiG. We got another. The no bandits are actually really helping us here. All right, so we ended up drawing 4 planes. Oh, okay. Next, place aircraft and choose altitude. So as usual, we have only 2 range. And so I am going to place my aircraft here. So I'm within range of the one target we need to destroy. But I'm going to go low. So this is a new rule in this game. If I'm low, none of the radar sites can hit us. And my attitude is I'm going low so I can shoot bandits for a while. Actually, do I need to? I have one plane that is equipped with nothing but AGM-45, so it's not like he has to shoot at bandits and at the ground at the same time. I do need to go fast to be able to shoot all the targets. You know what? I'm going to go high. Let's take him out. Okay. So we have that. The one problem with coming from up there is I was supposed to place my aircraft, by the way, before... Or no, yeah, we didn't draw the bandits yet. This is all some stupid event. This guy's going to be a problem. He's going to be able to shoot at us for several turns. So let me get all the no bandits out of the way. Okay, so now we're going to place the bandits. And according to this, it's 1 in each approach. So we have 1, which is a no bandit. We have a MiG-29, a MiG-21, and then a there was a no sight, but there's a Su-22 and a MiG-23. So a lot of bandits. That event did not help us at all. Then it's an Intel air defense adjustment, and this also has a +1. So between the Intel air defense and this, we're drawing 2 more bandits. So I drew a no bandit and another MiG. Okay, so that's done. Draw over target event card. All pilots add +1 to their attack rolls. That is fantastic. Foxhound DR. I'm pretty sure none of them have the Foxhound step. Now, one thing to bear in mind, there is a jammer here, which is going to give them -1. I do get a +1, so that's going to balance out. But just bear that in mind. And next we go to turn 1. So fast aircraft attack. JB is fast, so he does not have to use special awareness. He is the only fast one in our crew, but we have lots of candy to give out. First of all, El Cid can use a special awareness on himself, and he will. And he's going to use that to shoot an AIM-7 at somebody. JB is going to shoot an AIM-7 at someone. And then we're going to use the 2 of the points from the flight leader. 1 for Stool to shoot an AIM-7. And then 1 for Duo, and he's going to shoot all 4 of his AGM-45s because we need to take out that site. All right, so that's our game plan. And El Cid and JB are +3 each, and Stool is a +2. So am I going to shoot more than 1 AIM-7? With El Cid, absolutely not, but the other ones I might. I gotta do some math here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bandits we have to take out. We have 12, 14 aims. I could double up. So this one's not a threat. This one is. This one's not a threat. That one is. These 2 are not a threat yet. Everybody up here is a threat. So now the only ones in my range are these ones at the top. And this one has a -1 to him. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have JB shoot twice. Here's the deal. This -1 guy can't harm us. I mean, he stinks because he's an ECM jammer, but he really can't harm us. But we'll shoot twice at him to try to take him out. And then am I going to have Stool shoot twice? That's the next question. And I will, because we need to make sure that the 3 we hit are down and out. Okay, so let's start with JB. He's going to shoot after the ECM jammer. He needs a 6, of course. He gets a +3. The ECM jammer is a -1, but the event card gives us a +1. So the -1 and +1 cancel. So we basically just get a +3. And that's a 9, so ECM jammer is down. Okay, I'm going to play that he's still active for this roll. So now we're going to roll for, I'm shooting 2 of them at this guy with a +0. And this guy has a +2. Our guy has a +2. So that's 6 right there. Does him in. I'm glad I rolled 2 dice. And then we're going to do El Cid. We're only going to roll 1 die. We do get a +1, and El Cid gives a +3. And then I rolled an 8. So this guy is out as well. We got all 3. So we did our job. And I expended 5 AIM-7s to do that. But getting rid of 3 of them, that's just 3 less that are shooting at us, which was the whole goal of spending the SA points. Now, everybody's going to get to go again at slow. JB will have to spend his SA point if he wants to. But just understand that nobody's in range for the slow step. We did this so we can prevent them from attacking us. I still have the 4 dice here. This is for the AGM-45. Our guy does get a +0. So I rolled 2 1s, a 3, and an 8. Holy buckets. Those 1s and 3s would have missed because he gets a +0. But that 8 does the job. So we did get rid of the sight. So we got rid of 4 threats, which was the goal. That's the best we can do. Everything else, we're going to have to just suck it up and take it. And there's 2 guys that can shoot at us right now. So I'm going to roll ECM for both of them. Well, let's do blue and red. Blue will be the top one. Red's the bottom. We missed on both. So now I got to decide, am I going to have my jammer go? The thing is by next turn, all those other planes are going to be in range. And I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them potentially shooting at me. I do have 2 SA points left. If I were to give them a -1, it only cost me 2 stress. Yeah, I'm going to do it. That's why you bring the plane. The problem is I see the other guy still has 9 stress. So I might need this EF-111 for multiple missions. I can't afford to have him shot down though. So I'm going to take 2 stress with my EF-111. Give them all a -1. All right, so same deal, blue and red. We're going to roll for targets. I got to re-roll the 10. So 3 and 5. 3 is stool, and 5 is duo. So I'm going to give each of them 1 stress. This is their first one. Okay, so we're going to start with the blue guy on first, which is stool. So this guy is shooting at stool. He hits on really low numbers. And I rolled 2 8s. So I reduce it to a 7. An 8 would have destroyed stool. So the ECM jammer did its job, but stool is now damaged, and we lost all of his aim 7s. They're all gone. This game, every time I think I got it. Come on. Now we're going to do duo, and we rolled a 6 and an 8. A 6 gets reduced to a 5, which just gives duo a stress. Stool, by the way, takes 2 stress for being damaged. And not that it matters. It's not like he has anything to shoot anymore. Stool, by the way, had a guard guy, so he should have gotten a +1 to all of his rolls. Doesn't matter. We're in trouble now. We're down to only 1 true air-to-air guy. I only have 1 aim 7 with El Cid. And yeah, we're gonna move in so we can finish this guy off. This one's in threat, that one's in threat. This is not moving. This one will move, but he's not in range. This one's in range, and that one's in range. So the thing that sucks here is I have 1 guy without an ECM pod now, so now I gotta roll for targets. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. And I'm gonna have to keep track of who's targeting what. So I'm gonna just roll 5 dice here. We're gonna make them all blue. So let's start with the first one. He's going after 1. If I ever roll 3, they don't have an ECM. He's going after 1. He's going after 1. I'm actually not supposed to do this yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's going after 7. I'm going to finish my thought, but we do have a step first. And that is we get to go fast. So, again, I have only 2. This guy had a bunch of aim 7s, but he's out. So JB is fast, so he gets to shoot. And then El Cid will use his last SA, and shoot his final aim 7. JB can't afford to shoot 2 of them anymore because he's going to need all the ones he has. And we got to take out this guy here with the 158. El Cid gets a +3, so we're going to go ahead and roll against that right now. So we rolled a 5 +3. That takes him out, which gets rid of this. I know we're not supposed to know who they're targeting yet, but I'm choosing them exactly like I would even if I didn't know. That guy was the one that damaged us because he had the 158 or whatever. Those really low numbers make it so easy for him. And then we're going to use JB's shot now. And JB, this is a +1, and these are +2s. I'm just looking for the worst one. The worst one is the +1, so JB is going to go after him. We rolled a perfect 10, so he's out, and so another one's gone. So we got 3 guys left that are going to attack us, and we already verified that they're going to use the jammers. So just trying to find 3 different dice here. I guess I do have to roll them separately. So yeah, let's just do them one at a time. So let's start with the top guy. ECM jam successful. Next guy, ECM jam successful. Last guy, ECM jam successful. Nobody shoots us. Whew. Did we get lucky there? All right, so now we move to the slow phase. JB still has aim 7s. He has 3 of them. He's going to use 1 right now, and we're going to shoot at these 2. Which one? The one that has the worst numbers, that one. That hits. So we got another one down. End of turn. We are going to move in towards the target. That means this guy is at range 0 with us. I can't shoot him unless I want to shoot cannons. Now I can do that, actually. And then this guy is going to stay where he is, but he is now in our range. And then this one is going to stay where he is. All 3 of them are in range. I had JB shoot during the slow step, so that means that his SA point is gone. So, okay, that is done. All right, next up, we are on turn 3. JB does get to go fast. JB is going to shoot at this guy down here. He's going to shoot his second to last aim 7. As I said, he gets +3. This gives a +1. I know it's hard for you to read. That 2 + 3 is 5, +1 is 6. That is just barely enough, but we got him. So he's down. I got all these other guys to shoot at us now. And again, we're gonna do a green and a red. The red is the top one, green is this one. Number 1 and number 2 is who they're targeting. And then we're gonna roll the bright green here for ECM jam. Miss, this one, miss. Okay, I am gonna have Rogue take another 2 stress. He's gonna give them both a -1 because we gotta make sure that we bring this home. So he's up to 4 stress right now, which is not even shaken for him. That's good. So now we got to roll 2 dice. So we're going to start with the top guy here. This 5 becomes a 4, which is a miss. The 5 would have caused stress. And that's on number 1, which is El Cid. So I got to give El Cid a stress. And then number 2 is JB. So I have to give him a stress because they're going to evade. They're both evading. So now we're going to roll for this guy. This guy hits pretty easily. We rolled 2 7s, which are horrible. However, you get to reduce it to a 6, which is just 1 more stress for JB. A 7 would have damaged him. So now JB does have the red flag vet, which means that if he gets damaged, he gets to reduce it to a stress. So he would have been okay, but let's not use it right away. Okay, so we did live to fight another day. JB has one final aim 7. We're gonna spend it right now. And he can't shoot this one because the aim 7 is a range 1 or more. So he's gonna shoot that one. That has a +2 on it. So we rolled a 1. That makes it a 3, and JB's 3 makes it a 6, so it's an automatic hit. Even with a 1. JB, you're trying really hard to ruin this. Now, here's the deal. We're in the slow phase, and everybody with a cannon can shoot at this guy, and so we're gonna do exactly that. So cannons hit on a 10. The aardvarks do not have a cannon. Everybody else does, except for a rogue. So we have 2 aardvarks here that don't have cannons, but everybody else does. And I'm going to spend this so JB can go again. So we're going to have 1, 2. He's damaged. Technically, he has a cannon, but we'll skip him. 1, 2, 3, skip, 4. I'm rolling for 5 cannons. And let me see if Stool gets to roll. Okay, so everything I'm reading is that you can still shoot with cannons even if you're damaged because it destroys everything except for your cannon. The problem is for air-to-air combat, my bombers are going to be worthless because they have 5 or more weight points carried of bombs, so they get a -3 to their roll. And they need a 10 to hit. And my bombers do only have a +1 air-to-air, so they're not going to make a difference. Now, El Cid is carrying 4 weight points, which gives him a -2. But he gets a +3, so he actually has a net of +1. So my chances of hitting are reduced, but El Cid can hit with a 9 or a 10. And I rolled a 6, so that's not enough. All right, so now we move on to JB. Now he can hit with a 7, 8. I'm sorry, it's +3. So he can hit it with a 7 or above. We rolled a 2. Next, we're going to roll for Stool, who's damaged, but he can do it. His stress is 3, so he has a +2. So 8 or above. We rolled a 9. So we just destroyed the last bandit with our cannons. I've never done that before. All this, how many hours of playing these games, I've never done that before. So, well done, I guess. So now we're over target on turn 4. We're relaxed. These guys are not going to harm us. I'm going to put everything back in the cup. Now it's just a matter of we have to destroy the target or bust. And I apologize. Something just made a weird sound in my house. I got to go check on it. All right, all is well. Okay, let's bomb this guy. I believe I have more than enough bombs to finish this. But let's start with our best guy. That is this guy here, who is Cortez, our flight leader. So remember, we have 3 of these and 1 of those. So I'm going to roll the 3 dice. And then we'll do the 1. We'll make the 1 the red die. How about that? So the red die represents this. The other 3 represent this. And this is a 3, 5, 8, and that's a 7, 10. Now remember, this guy is a jerk. He negates the first hit. But hopefully with a +5 to our die roll, we're going to get a lot of hits here. I'm hoping to get 3 hits in a lot of cases here. So let's go. All right, so we said the red belonged here. 6 + 5 is 11. That's 1 hit. It normally is 2. But because the target's hard, it's 1. These 3s become an 8. And 8 is still enough to hit 3 hits on this guy, or to be on the 3rd spot. So all 3 of these are in the 3 spot. So that means 2, 4, 6, 7 total hits, because I had to negate 1 from each. So that's 7 hits. I need 14. That's half of what we needed. I am not going to roll this well with the other guys, because I don't get a +5 with the other guys. So that is going to be a problem, but we'll see. I mean, we got to do the best we can. That's all we can do. And sorry, I'm just all of a sudden feeling the need to tidy up some of my tokens here. Okay, let's move to the next guy. He also has a 3 and a 1. So 3 of these and 1 of those. And same rule, we're going to use the red die, but this guy only gets a +3 to his roll. So not a +5, but a +3. We still have a good chance to get some hits in. But yeah, we're dwindling here. So this is a 7, +3 is a 10, that's a hit. This is a 5 + 3, that's a hit. 4 + 3 is 7. And then 9 + 3. Okay, we did really well. This is 2 hits, 4 hits, only 1 hit for 5, 1 hit for 6. That puts us to 13. And 13 is 1 away. We just need 1 more hit and we actually succeed. But this is a brutal target, because we just dropped 2 aardvarks full of bombs. We still haven't finished the job. Okay, next up, we're going to do El Cid. El Cid only has, El Cid has a +3. He has 2 of these. These are 2 weight bombs. And we'll just go ahead and roll those 2 dice. They're both the same. Look at that. We got a 10 and a 10. So those are 3 hits each, which become 2, and that destroys the target. So El Cid did the job. Both of our Italians, by the way, still had their bombs. So they each had 3. So I only needed 1 hit. And among all, now the Italians had a +0. So it is possible it could have gotten slim pickings, but you would hope that at least one of them would have rolled a natural 10 or whatever to do the job. And it could have been a natural 8, 9, or 10, right? Again, we only needed 1 hit. We got our 1 hit. So let's move forward here. We got her. Not the easiest of missions. And the damaged plane doesn't harm us. Hold on. Yeah, damaged plane doesn't harm us. The plane would have had to have been destroyed in order for us to receive a penalty. So we did target 65. And this one also had a recon, infra, and intel of 0. So we're stuck with only being able to draw 1 card at a time until we can get one that moves those dials. We had 18 SO. We still have 18 SO. We destroyed the target. Oh my gosh. Did I read that correctly? Look at this. I didn't even pay attention. 18 victory points? My goodness. Okay, so 18 and 8 is 26 total so far on day 2. Okay, so at 26 victory points, we're still dismal, but we're almost like out of the schnoz. It doesn't move any of the dials, like I said. So the only other thing to note is it does say -1 stress. So for the band they're in, it's normally a 2 stress band, so it becomes a 1 stress band. So yeah, that was the one thing it helps us with. So only 1 stress for everybody. Let's start at the top with the legendaries. So let's do Cortez. He was our mission leader. Cortez has 1 cool, so he gains no stress. Cortez is completely stress-free at the moment. And so we're going to give our experience points to somebody who was on the mission. I'm very tempted to give it to Stool at this point. Duo would be nice. There's a lot of great candidates. The Italian guys would be nice. Verco. Oh gosh, there's no shortage of who I want to give. Well, hold on. We got to do our go home first. One random pilot that suffered a missing in action returns to your squadron. Reset the pilot to have 3 stress. So that's really cool, but we don't need it. Too bad we couldn't keep it. And you know what? I forgot. We had +1 to all of our attack rolls. The whole time. So even when we were shooting all of our aim 7s, once we destroyed their jammer, we actually had a +1, and I did not apply a +1 to anything. That included our air to ground. So I don't think that would have prevented us from losing stools, or stool getting damaged, but it would have helped us with everything else. Okay. Again, who am I giving these experience points to? Verco needs the help, but so does Stool. Duo could also use the help. I think the 2 Italians, they do get much better. I mean, they all do. I'm going to give the experience points to Stool. So it's only 2, and we don't get the extra bonus experience, but we're going to give it to Stool. And then what did I say? This was Cortez. So we're going to do NA, and we're going to write Stool above, just to show who he gave his points to. And then El Cid and JV, we're just going to do NA. They didn't get to give points to anybody. We brought them all the legendaries. So I forgot. El Cid has cool of 2. Since we only take 1 stress, I get to remove 1 stress from El Cid. And then JB has a cool of 2, so I'm reducing his stress down to 1. Okay, moving on. We're going to do Stool now. So Stool, let's move the camera so you can see everything. Stool has 3 stress, a cool of 1, so no additional stress gained. And then he's going to get 2 more experience points, which is going to give him to 4, which is enough for him to get promoted from average to skilled. So here you can see he's +2, -2, and now he's +2, -1, and he's up to 2 cool. So we're going to cross these experience points out, write in skilled, and then use my normal nomenclature and do skilled with 0 left over. All right, so we got him leveled up. Next up is Duo. Duo here, as you can see, has 2 stress. He's going to go up to 3. He only needs 3 to level up. He gained 2. He's close. Next is Verco. Verco has 2 stress, 2 cool, so he's going to reduce his stress by 1. And Verco has 3 experience. He's going to gain 2 more. So I'm just going to cross these out. So Verco is going to promote to skilled. So we're going to write in skilled /0. And I guess I was supposed to put 3 in from yesterday's mission. All right, so he promotes. So let's see. Here you can see he has a -1, +1. Now he's up to +2. So much, much better. And it will get better as it goes. So aardvarks they're like the intruders of the other game. So next up is Whites here. He won't gain any more skill, but you can see he's pretty stressed. He's been on 2 missions now, so Whites is going to level up. So I'm going to cross everything out. He's going to go to skilled with 1 left over, so I guess I should fill 1 in. I shouldn't have crossed out as many. All right, so whites, as you can see here, is a +1-0. And look at that, he jumps up to a +2 air to ground, which is what we needed. He's now all of a sudden a much more handy bomber. Then last but not least, we got Luca. Well, actually we got two more. Luca doesn't get any stress. 4 will get the job done. Luca is average. And I forgot, whites is now skilled. And same with, yeah. So he must have promoted last time. So we're just gonna give him 2 experience points. He needs 2 more to promote. The last one we have is Druid. I'm sorry, Rogue. Now Rogue has 3 cool. So since we're getting 1 stress, he actually gets to remove 2 of his stress. So he's down to 2, which is why you give him the extra cool. This was actually I think one of the best moves we've made. And this is his first mission, so he will just have 2 points. It's gonna be a while before he levels up. But he's good right where he is. And that brings us to the end of day 2. A very successful day 2. What am I gonna do with my 18 SO points? I don't know. I mean, part of me was like, I should have bought 6 more skills. Like you can buy skills to prevent, getting damaged and, things of that nature. I decided to keep them because for 12 SO points, you do get to do a priority R&R. So we could maybe do that. So far, we're doing okay. There's those missions where you get to spend right here. We did the middle one, but look at the bottom one. Spend 2 points to get a victory point. So there might be times where we are going to get to use them. I think I can still use SQAs. I just made it so I can't use, I can't buy special weapons. But I can still buy those SQA resources. Like, do I really want to spend 18 on 1 mission? No. But you never know. I mean, there might be an SQA resource I'm willing to spend points on. I think we already agreed in the house rules we're going to use the lowest amount because the highest amount is just ridiculously unfair. But anyways, yeah, we're 1 hour in. That brings us to the end of day 2. Let me figure out what I'm going to do here. Okay, I paused the recording for about an hour and I am refreshed. So we will continue this recording and do day 3. Just to recap, we have not moved those markers 1 bit, but we've gotten a boatload of experience points. Some of our guys are very stressed, but actually we're managing stress pretty well. But as always, I always pick pilots that have really high cool values for this very purpose. So let's go. We only get to draw 1 card. Whoops. We drew the STK 181 LST. So it's going to have an extra bandit. It's a naval. It's +1 stress. End campaign if I cannot succeed at this. I'm not very good with recognizing some military vehicles, but LST, isn't it? That's some kind of landing ship, isn't it? So I guess maybe there's some kind of naval invasion that we need to prevent. Again, 000 on the tracks, but a massive amount of victory points again. What a weird campaign this has been. But we are going to get 8 bandits, but none in the center. That's going to make it a 9th. The marker is going to make it a 10th. We only need 4 hits to kill this guy. We have our Mare Nostrum dudes who can do the job, although they are pretty stressed out. But maybe we can rest one of them, so that way I could at least have one well-rested one for tomorrow, because I have a feeling we're going to just keep drawing naval targets, but we'll see. Okay, we get to bring 4 aircraft on this one, so it is a small amount. I do need at least 1 air-to-air. Merida is down to 2 stress. I could send JB, but as I know JB would say, don't send me. I already have max experience. He's right. He's right. I might want to let Merida rest one more time, though. He gets shaken at 4 stress, and he already has 2. So it doesn't take much, but it would be nice to get him leveled up, because the quicker we level him up, the better his stats get. So that's our dilemma. Now, who's going to be our leader? Well, Cortez has 0 strength, but so does El Cid. One of those two needs the lead. El Cid could act as an air-to-air guy. So I can make him our air-to-air, and then I can rest JB and Merida. Because we're going to draw 8 bandits, so I probably should have 2 air-to-air, but I need to make sure we can bomb and hit this guy. 4 hits is all it takes. If I take both of my Italian bombers, I should be able to get 4 hits between the 2 of them pretty easily. But that's half of my 4 craft. The other half are going to have to support them. There's only 1 sight drawn, so I will need an AGM-88. So therefore, I'm going to bring El Cid as my leader. The Aardvark can't take those. And I can rest Stool, or I can bring him, actually. No, I should rest Stool. That's the right thing to do. We need to rest Verco. We're going to put all this extra stress on our... Oh, where is the target? 62. Oh, it's in the worst spot. It's a weight point of -2 and a stress of 3. And then per the mission, it's going to be 4 stress. So this is going to be a very high stress mission. I think for that reason, that's why I should bring JB. JB has 2 cool. I know I'm not going to get experience points with JB. I get that, but it lets Merida rest. It lets Stool rest. We can focus on air-to-air. El Cid can focus on the ground. Oh, we could draw our 1 app. There's 1 sight in the middle. We get to see what it is. Oh, look at that. That's even perfect. So I don't even need to bring Shrikes. I can even let Rogue rest, our ECM jammer, because I don't know if I want to put them on a mission that's going to give them 4 stress automatically. I mean, they do have 3 cool, so they're only going to gain 1 stress from the mission. Druid still has 9 stress. Rogue, Druid still has 9 stress here. Rogue has 2. So if I don't send him on a mission today, he'll clearly be at 0. So he'll be very well rested. If I send him on the mission, that 2 is going to turn into a 3 at minimum. If I use him to do any ECM jamming, it's going to make it even worse. That 9 is only going to drop to a 6. He's losing 3 a day. I got to go several days here with these ECM jammers. The trick is I'm drawing 8 bandits. So that's now... the 2 Italian pilots can do the job. In fact, I think 1 Italian pilot could probably do the job. Yeah, I'm bringing JB. He has the highest cool value, JB does. So by getting 4 stress on this mission, he'll be able to cool off, and then we can let Merida handle tomorrow without JB's help. And then we can have other guys pitch in. I could bring Cortez instead of El Cid, but I think El Cid can act as an air-to-air. In fact, El Cid's better at air-to-air than almost anybody. Okay, so El Cid will be our leader. Right, so he has a +3 air-to-air, and a 2 versus the ground, because there's always a -1 in play, and he gets a +3. So we got that, and then we have JB here, who has a +3 air to air. JB is going to load to the hilt. It's a -2 weight point penalty. So 3 is gone. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it means he gets to take 5 aim 7s. El Cid can do the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. JB is going to have 1 SA. He has 2. And then these guys are out. And then we have our 2 Italian bombers. Let's see, Whites actually has a +2. And then 4 more for Mare Nostrum. Gives them the 6 -1. So Whites is at a 5. The other one is +0. The other one is at 3. Okay, so we have a 2 weight point penalty. This is 3. They carry 8, so they have 5 weight points. I'm going to do a 3 and a 2 on both of these. So it does mean we have to go over target. All right, that's it. 4 planes. Am I going to bring my ECM guy? No. We're going to rest him. So with that said, whoever didn't go on a mission gets to rest. So Verco is going to lose all of his stress. Hansen is going to lose 3 and be down to 1. He's going to lose all of his stress. He's going to lose all of his. Stool is going to lose all of his. Duo is going to lose 2 and be down to 1. This one's going to lose 3. Yeah. So our Italian bombers are going to be unable to go tomorrow. If we get another naval target, I will just use the aardvarks. And we'll just have to, we don't get the naval attack bonus like the Italian bombers, but we'll bring the aardvarks. Get these bombers really stressed out. Aardvarks can help us. The biggest issue with this particular mission is the amount of stress. The bandits, we are going to be drawing 10 total bandits. I have 2 anti-air guys. If I really have 10 bandits that come out and I'm only shooting 2 at a time, we are going to be in a bit of a hurt. So maybe I should bring the ECM jammer, but I'm going to have to make do. So we determine and place sites. There aren't any. We assign our pilots. We armor aircraft. Draw a target-bound event card. If an E3 is flying, remove it from the mission. Then inflict 1 stress on each pilot flying the mission. We don't have an E3. And those EF-111s are not E3s either. The E3 is one of these SQAs. It's one of these dudes. I'm pretty sure right there, the E3. It gives a situational awareness to other aircraft on the mission. So now, could I have used one of these? Actually, that's a great question before we continue. That inflicts 2 hits on the target. Don't really need that. Remove 2 sites. Don't need that. That's hits on the target. I would need something that takes out bandits if I'm going to bring something along. See, these are all hits on the target. That helps against an airfield target. That's targets. Targets. Fuel. Situational awareness, which we didn't want. Ignore events. Well, here we go. F4 Flash Phantom. If the roll is 7 or above, discard the event and apply the following. Choose any 2 sites to move to another area. Yeah, we don't want to move anybody. We want to kill them. Those are horrible. Yeah, see, all these are hit the target, which I don't need to hit the target. I need to hit the bandits. And then, of course, there's a veteran side that's just even more expensive. Like this one lets you remove 4 sites, which could be helpful. We don't have any sites. Yeah, I guess the job of killing the bandits is up to us. Poor little us who has no, who has inferior missiles to our enemy. All right. So now we got to place our aircraft and choose our altitude. I will, let's come in from the side here. There is a line here. We'll come in here so you could see us on the camera. And then we are going to place the bandits and then also do air intel. So like I said, there's going to be 10 total. Every no bandit we draw is an angel gets its wings. So here we go. On the left 2, bandit, no bandit. Yay, ding, ding, ding. North. We get a no bandit, bandit. East, bandit, bandit. South, bandit, bandit. And then the middle normally gets 0, but we're going to draw 2 more. And we get a bandit and a bandit. So 2 no bandits out of 10. That's what? That's a 20%? Yeah, that's 20%. It is much lower than the 50% of Hornet Leader. I know that's anecdotal still, but I mean, just even looking in the cup, it's not good. All right, so I'm just checking. None of these bandits do the Foxhound phase, and none of them are jammers, the Yak 38s. So here's our threats. He's in range and a threat. In range, not. Threat, not. Not yet. Threat. So we have threats and we have in range. JB is fast, so he does not need to spend an SA point. El Cid will spend 1 so he can go fast. He'll spend it on himself. So we're going to shoot an aim 7 with each of them. And I think I am going to just shoot 1 for each. I know I really need to hit my targets here. I only have 10, and we drew 8 bandits, so I could double up on some of these. If I double up, so I have 4 more left with each. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, there's 8 total. I literally have 8 left, ignoring the 2 I'm shooting right now. So it just means I have 1 extra for each. So I could shoot 2 each now. Well, the only targets that are in range are these 2. So I'm going to just shoot 1. Actually, this guy's in range as well, but he's not going to hit us. So I'm going to shoot 1 at each of these. They both give a +1, and both of my guys give a +3. So it doesn't matter, and they're both 3, 6, 9 in terms of damage to us. So I'm just going to roll 2 dice. I'm not going to use 2 missiles. Some of these other ones have a +0 and are a little more deadly. This one's really deadly back here. So I rolled an 8 and a 4, and both of them hit. So I at least took 2 bandits down with my fast attack. So now I'm stuck. dealing with, and I don't have my ECM guy, but we do have ECM pods, so we do get to roll. There's 2 that are going to attack us. Now, both of them are pretty deadly, though, if they get through. So blue is left, green is right. The left one is out. This one is the more deadly one, and it's in. So who's he targeting? 4. He's targeting Luca, the Italian bomber. Luca goes up to 4 stress. 1 more and he'll be shaken. And I need to really roll low here. So I rolled a 6 and a 4. The 4 is a stress. So Luca's now shaken, which is not good. So Luca's, I mean, the outcome could have been worse. But so Luca had a +3. Now that gets reduced to a +1. So he lost 2 on his air to ground versus naval targets. But we did survive. So now we go to the slow phase. JB is not going to use his SA right now to go again, but I will go with El Cid, and I'm going to shoot just 1 missile at the only guy in range, which is this one, and that gives us a +2. So 3 + 3 is 6, +2 is 8. This one's destroyed. Then we're going to go ahead and move in. These 2 are now in range. This one is going to move towards us. That one stays in range. This one's going to move towards us. Everybody's in range now, all 5 of them. So now we're going to go to turn 2, wherever my turn marker went. I have no idea where my turn marker went. Way over here. Here we go. Okay, so now JB goes fast, so we don't have to worry about him. I will use the last situational awareness on El Cid to have him go fast. And now I think I'm going to have them shoot 2 missiles each. Because we have, if I kill 2 of them, I'll have 3 left. And I'll have exactly 3 missiles left to shoot. So I'm going to shoot 2 missiles each because we got to make sure we hit our targets. This guy is super deadly. He is in range now. I'm going to have JB shoot at him. And El Cid is going to go after whoever the next worst one is. It's this guy with a +0. I'm going to save the +2s and the +1s for later. Okay, so let's start with JB. We're going to go after this one. There's a 6. That does the trick. The 2 would not. He's out. And then we're going to go with El Cid. Now, I probably should change my mind and go after one of these. Just because we're going to be at range 0, and I can't use an aim 7 against them. But there we go. There's a 10. This one's out. And we at least did what we needed to do. Now we're going to endure 3 of them attacking us. All right. Blue, green, red. Man, this one was, all 3 of them missed. That red says a 6, but it was not a 6. So we're getting attacked, all 3 of them. Let's start with the top one. He's going after JB. So JB will take a stress. And then we're going to roll 2 dice. I rolled a 2, which is very good. JB doesn't take anything, so he's good. Next one. Also going after JB. JB is up to 3 stress. Roll the 2 dice. I got a 3 over here, which is a miss. Last one is going after whites, which is now shaken. Oh, come on. We are now in jeopardy of losing this mission. So whites is now shaken. So his +5 reduces to a +3. And then I need whites to survive this, of course. And that's a 6, which is, oh my gosh. 6 was almost disaster. But whites is now up to 6 stress. He's still okay. I mean, he's shaken, but he's not unfit. And now we go to the slow phase. JB will use his SA point to shoot. El Cid will make his final shot. We only have 2 shots left. I am going to take the 2 that are next to us. Actually, no. JB is going to go after this one. And, yeah, so let's do JB first. 5. This one's destroyed. I had to destroy that one because his numbers were really low. He was very deadly. I got to shoot one of these because we need to move in, and I don't want to be at range 0. So I'm going to shoot this one. That 2 hurts, but I do get to add +3 for 5, and then he has a +2 on him. So thankfully, he had a +2 on him. So we got him. That ends the round for us. Now we go to here, turn 3. JB is fast, and I'm really glad I brought him. He has 1 single missile left. We're going to shoot the final guy that can hurt us. And JB rolled poor, but he does get to add +3 to that. So 3 + 3 is 6, and he has a +2 on him, which makes 8, which means he's toast. I think we could have rolled a 1 and been okay. Yes, we could have. So now it's just going over target. So turn 4, we're over target. Our biggest issue is both of our Italian bombers are high stressed. And let's start with bomber 1, who only gets a +1. We need 4 hits. We don't have any hits blocked this time, thank goodness. So I'm going to do red and green. Red is the smaller one. And just to help you see there, the one on the right, a 5, 7, or 10. Those are the hits, and then 3, 5, 8. And we need 4 hits. Theoretically, I can get all 4 hits with just this bomber alone. I need a minimum of 2 hits, in my opinion, to feel good about our situation. I think it's possible. We do get to add +1 to our roll. Remember, the red is the one on the right. All right, so 6 + 1 is 7. That's 2 hits. 4 + 1 is 5. That's 2 hits. We just got 4 hits right there. We actually destroyed it with 1 plane. I'm sitting here sweating bullets. I mean, I actually do think, with a poor enough roll, that could have gone badly. Now, our other pilot still had a +3, and he would have been able to roll the exact same bombs. These MKs are good. The 2-weight ones and the 3-weight ones. So these tornadoes are not bad. Our Italian planes are high stress right now, but they're not bad at all. So we win. We destroyed the target. So I'm going to move everything out of the way here. Let's get out our sheet. And not one of you who watched my last campaign laughed at my ghost joke. And I'm just very disappointed. I mean, you guys commented about everything. You even commented about how experimental craft suck and about rules that don't exist anymore. And none of you appreciated my ghost joke. I mean, I'm very disappointed in all of you. So, and I'm just going to go on the record. So here we are. This one is target 62. We have 18 SO points still. We destroyed the target. We got 6 victory points. These are massive victory points. So that puts us to 32. So by day 3, we're still dismal, but we're almost out of the dismal. And it's a 12-day campaign. The thing that's disappointing, though, is we're not moving our dials. We take the extra stress. This is a 3-stress band. So everybody's going to get 4 stress. And, we got to do the homebound. Homebound says all pilots remove 1 stress. So I'm just going to take the 4 down to a 3. So we'll do it that way. And let's start with the our leader, El Cid. So El Cid here has 0 stress going into this. Let me get rid of all these. Gonna set this off to the side there so you can see everything. He has 2 cool, and we said 3 stress. Actually, all pilots on mission remove 1 stress. That would have happened right at that moment, not now. So he's gonna gain 4, and then we're gonna turn it into 2. I don't think we get to save the -1 stress until we do the stress step. But it does mean like whites, the 2 Italian bombers get to reduce by 1, which both of them desperately need it. And who else was on the mission? Just JB. Yeah, JB can use it as well. So it was still helpful. Just, I think the timing, we're going to have to give the 2 stress to El Cid instead of my planned 1. He gets to give his experience points to someone, and it can't be JB. It's got to be one of the 2 Italian bombers. So I'm going to give it to Luca, who's lower promoted at the moment. So Luca is going to get the 2 experience, and then El Cid, we're going to put NA and then write Luca above to show who we gave the experience points to. All right, JB, of course, doesn't get any experience. It is a 4 stress mission. He has 2 cool, so he's going to gain 1. He's going to end he has 3 stress right now. But that's totally good. Totally cool is what I should say. Because Marita is available, and so is Stool. So we can cover air-to-air tomorrow without JB. The one thing JB brings is he's a fast pilot, and that's extremely handy to get the shot in before the enemy gets to go. Otherwise you have to use SA points, and as you can tell, there's only so many of them. Okay, next up is whites. So here you can see he's 5 stress. He has 1 cool, so he's going to get 3 more. He's not going to be able to go on tomorrow's mission. He's up to 8. Technically, he could. He's shaken. He's not unfit yet, but he's quite stirred. He needs 6 to get promoted, and Whites is currently sitting on 1. So we're going to give him 2 more for 3. Like so. And then Luca, who we already gave the 2 points to. As you can see, 4 stress, 1 cool. So 3 more. Luca's going to be out for tomorrow as well. So if we get that naval target, like I said, we're just going to have to use our 2 aardvarks, which should be sufficient. Whatever they lose in Mare Nostrum, they're going to make up for it in just weight points. But he's at 7. He's going to get 2 more. And Luca, with 2 more, is going to be up to 6. He only needed 4 to promote. So we're going to write down skilled for the promotion. And then he has 2 left over. So I'm just going to cross 2 of them off for Luca and check the box for skilled. And yeah, he's promoted. That's what we're looking for. So here you can see it's a +1, 0. And now it's a +2, +2. These are pretty cool Italian pilots. Definitely liking them. Okay. Also very stressed at the moment. They've been on every mission so far this campaign, so they're going to earn their rest tomorrow. Okay, how are we doing on time? That was only a half hour to get through that day. Let's try to squeeze in one more day. Let's go to day 4. As previously, we only get to draw 1 target, so we're at the mercy of what we draw. So far, we're drawing really high victory point targets. I guess I can't complain. I would like to draw something that moves those dials. Let's see what we get. So we get a defensive counter air. So this is a pure air mission. I think I'm okay with that. It's -1 turn, and we're going up against 4 bandits and then 1 around the edges. And we do get to move the recon and intel by 1. There's going to be a lot of bandits. So unfortunately, I need to bring El Cid on this one. The aardvark does not do me any good. he'll bring 3 SA points, but El Cid, well, let's see where it is on the band. How many stress points is El Cid going to end up getting? It's number 42, so it's way up here. That is a 0 weight point, only 1 stress. That's our home band region. The one thing missing on these campaign maps, if the designers ever make it this far, it's feedback for them, is I thought the original Hornet Leader and the other Leader games, they had a little star where your home base was. Or an arrow, right? There was always something that indicated this is where your carrier is located. We don't have that here. And it's just a missing touch. It would have been really nice to see. That way it's easier to figure out which one's your home band. I mean, obviously the one that has the highest stress is the furthest away band, you know, and weight point penalty. I mean, you can deduct it. It's just, it was a nice touch. Okay, getting back to this. It's a pure air-to-air mission. So we get to bring 5 aircraft on this one. That is actually quite impressive. We're going to be able to bring 5. So normally we would draw sites. There aren't any. Let's assign our pilots. I'm just going to put this over here so you can see. We're going to use 5 ECM pods. And I am for sure going to bring Rogue, which is our jammer. I think we're going to need him for air-to-air jamming. And I could theoretically bring JB. It is a 1 stress mission. JB has a cool of 2. He would still lose 1 stress, assuming he doesn't gain any more. I for sure want to bring El Cid, even though he's stressed right now, because he can equip air-to-air missiles. And JB can do, or I'm sorry, he can do 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could do 7, but we're going to do the rocket strategy in case we get an event. So I'm going to just do 7 in a rocket. Marita for sure. He's an air-to-air expert. So let's see, this one, I don't need the air-to-ground. He's +3. Okay, so we got him covered. Marita has a +2, but he does have the aggressor skills, so it does become +3. And he's going to be the exact same. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Jesus, it's all a big mess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1 rocket for 7. Remember, the 8th one is the 8th one is the ECM pod. I mean, 5 aircraft is a lot. So my question is, if I bring JB, I will stress him out. Well, I mean, theoretically, I won't. I do need an air-to-air guy for tomorrow's mission. El Cid probably will need to rest after this. But let's bring Stool, because he for sure is air-to-air. And he's got an 8 weight points. He's going to do the exact same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a rocket for 7. I know that looks ugly, but it's in there. It's Prego. I definitely don't have to bring the 2 Italian bombers. I just realized that's a really good thing. I don't know if I actually need 5 air-to-air targets, but man, oh man, if they damage us just once and you lose all your munitions, that changes the outcome. So with that said, I have my 2 aardvarks. They can't come, even though they're both 0 stress right now. Hansen is available. I can bring Hansen. So let's do that. Hansen is in as the 4th pilot. And he has 8 weight points and he can bring aim 7s. The only issue is he's a +0, but he does get a +1 because he has the skill guard guy. And then Stool is a +2 with guard guy, so Stool gets the +3. So everything is accurate that you see here. And Hansen also has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then rockets for 7. So now I got one last one, and I could bring Verco just for the experience. Verco being our aardvark. But I'm gonna bring Duo, and he's our guy who can only equip Shrikes, which we don't need Shrikes, but he's gonna load them up so we can avoid events. And I'm not gonna bother giving them to him, but just understand he has 5 of them in case we need it. And with that in mind, I am gonna take away the rockets. Since I brought this guy along, I don't need the rockets. Everybody's gonna have another aim 7. So we're gonna load up to the gills. So 4 guys loaded for bear, and then 1 bomber with Shrikes in case we draw any radar sites, or in case we just need to expend air-to-ground counters. And he's got 5 of them. So, okay. And in fact, I'm going to put an AGM-45 next to him with the number 5 on it. How about that? There we go. All right. So we do get 1 less turn to do this mission. I don't think it's going to be too big of a problem. The 4 bandits that we draw are going to be the target. That's the air objectives. There's also going to be extra bandits we're going to draw around the edge. And then we're going to draw 1 more bandit because of the intel adjustment. So first thing we do is draw the target bound event card. Give 1 random pilot 1 additional point of situational awareness for the duration of this mission. So I just realized I didn't pay attention. El Cid does have 2 of them. Stool has 0. Hansen, 0. Yeah, they all have 0, except for El Cid. So we're gonna roll 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 6 pilots. That goes to El Cid. So he now has 3 of them, which is great because he's the flight leader, so he can give them to other people. That was an extremely helpful one. All right. Sorry for the noise, but we gotta get this right. We're gonna do 1 around the edges. So I'm just gonna drop them out of my hand here. 1, 1, 1, and 1. So this is a MiG-21. This is a Yak-38, which is not an electronic warfare one. This is a MiG SA-22 and Su-27. Some of these are nasty. Was I supposed to... I was supposed to place my aircraft before I saw this. And unfortunately, this is the one I need to shoot first, but I would have come in from the left. I always do. So that hurts. That guy is very deadly. Okay, so we did that. That's around the edges. We do have to draw 4 for the middle. Now these 4 cannot be no bandit, so they have to be bandits. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And thankfully none of them are the Foxhound ones, but there's some nasty ones in here. And then this last one is the intel adjustment, and it could be no bandit. And we get another one. All right, so we didn't get lucky with no bandits at all. Well, we technically did, but they were the objectives, so we had to ignore them. And so, yeah, we're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 9 total we're up against. And it's going to be a good time. He's not in range. In, out, out. These 3 are in, out, in, out. So all of them are in range, or these 4 are in range, but we can't hit any of them where we're currently located. They're out of our range. So we draw the over target event card. Let me do that. No adjustment. So we're just going to have to take shots from 4 of them. And let's start with the first guy here. First guy is out. Second one is out. Third one, out. Fourth one, in. And that's a deadly one. Okay, so do I want to jam him with Rogue? Man, I gotta decide now, don't I? So I can spoof him for just 2 stress with my current skill level. I will do that. I'll spoof him for 2 stress. So I'm going to give Rogue 2 stress. And so what does spoof do? Spoof lets him, he does his roll, but he gets a -5. So for example, he rolled a 6, but I do a -5 to him. So it's just a 1. And he hits on a 2. So it worked for 2 stress. I think that was actually a good deal. But while I'm remembering, I'm supposed to reduce the stress of the people who didn't go on the mission. So this guy, for example, is dropping to 5. Luca down here is dropping to 4. Druid is going from 6 to 3. He's going to be ready to go on a mission again. And looking around, that's it. Everybody else either has no stress already or they're on the mission. Okay, getting back to the mission now. We survived the fast attack. Unfortunately, I can't shoot anybody because our situation, they're all out of range. Really annoying. Again, I understand. I know some of you have even clarified that some of these missiles, like the AIM-120s, weren't available until the 90s. Totally understand. But why does the Russians have these capabilities in the 1980s? Like, were the Russians that superior of an air force in the 1980s? I mean, I just find that hard to believe. But, and then it is interesting that the Navy had Phoenix missiles, which could do the job, but Air Force didn't go with it. I mean, it just goes to show how these branches don't talk to each other. Anyways, I can't do anything. So all I can do is just move one closer and move it to turn 2. But with that said, these are now in range. He's now in range. He's now in range. This guy will move to be in range, and he's in range. So the whole field is against us. So we're in tough tootie here. So I'm looking. These 2 are super deadly. So is he, but I can't do anything about him. And I have 3 SA points. I will use all 3 of them to make everybody go fast that has AIM-7 missiles. We have a lot of AIM-7 missiles, so I'm going to start with El Cid. I am going to use 2 of my AIM-7s to take out this guy right here. So let's do that. And I rolled a 1 and a 2. Could I suck any more? I don't know. The 2 plus 3 is 5. I failed. I cannot believe that I failed. I shot 2 missiles. So Marita is going to shoot 2 at the same guy. And we get him. And then we're going to have Stool shoot 2 of his missiles. at the other guy. That's deadly. Now he gets a +1. Actually, we're going to have Hansen do that. Since it gives him a +1, Hansen will shoot 2. Hansen will now have a +2. So Hansen got him. And then Stool is shooting 2 of them. And I think the 369. Yep. So we'll take that one out. So we took out 3 instead of 4. I'm very upset about that, but I can't do anything. So now we're just going to start rolling down. We'll start here. He's in. He's in. This one. He's in. He's in. This one. He's out. And then the one way over here, he's in. Oh my goodness, we're getting attacked by 5 of them. All right, I am definitely going to ECM jam. We're going to enhance, which is 2 more stress. So he's up to 4 now, which is still good. He's not shaken. And so he's at 4 stress. So we just gave a -1 to everybody. And yeah. So now let's, I mean, just the stress alone that these guys are giving because we have to evade is going to cause problems. But anyways, let's start with the first one. These are both in, so we're going to start with this guy. He's going after Hansen. So Hansen will take a stress. And then we're going to roll for him. And there we go. We got a 2. So that's a miss. Next one is going after Stool, who's going to gain a stress. That 2 is what we're looking for. That's a miss. Next one is going after Duo, who takes a stress. We got a 9 and a 7. A 7 is damaged. It gets reduced to a 6. It's still damaged. So Duo just lost all of his all of his anti-radar missiles, which is okay, but sort of sucks that he's damaged. And then this guy here, also going after Duo. Now we're in trouble because if he damages him again, he's going to be destroyed. And I just rolled 2 10s. I hate my dice rolling. It does get reduced to a 9, but it doesn't make any difference. It's another damage, which then causes him to get destroyed, because that's a second damage. He literally got damaged twice in a row. All right, so let me check my skills real quick. I think I might have one skill that might save me. Nope, it does not. So Duo is destroyed. And we lost all of our air-to-ground counters, which would have given us bonuses to our dice roll. And that's one less experience point for everybody too. I am so annoyed by this. But yeah, Duo is out. And we're not done. The toughest guy yet is going after El Cid, who will take a stress. You know what though? I could have, since Duo was damaged, I could have spoofed. And I'm sorry folks, but I will spoof. that's a bit of a retcon, but I should have thought about this. I still have other ECM jamming options. So by spoofing, I take 2 more stress, and now I'm up to 6 with Rogue. That would have caused a -5. I rolled 2 10s, so a 10 minus 5 is a 5, which is another stress on Rogue. Because Rogue is the target whenever you spoof. He makes himself the target. So he's up to 7 stress now, and he's now shaken. So that's what I'll do. Now El Cid's the target, and we're gonna go. I'm not gonna spoof this one. We're gonna just roll. And I did roll a 2, which gets reduced to a 1, so nothing happens to El Cid other than that initial stress. Okay, so we were able to save duo. It was a little bit of retconning. I get it, folks. But I gotta be more liberal with using the tools I have to mitigate. And that is one of the tools. I mean, I got a damaged guy. I can't let him take another damage. And the 2 10s were horrible, horrible roll. Okay, with that said, we now get to go on the slow phase because they all just got to go. I used SA points on everybody, so everybody gets to go. And I'm going to go ahead and shoot. We're going to start with Hansen. He only gets a +1. We're going to shoot 2 rockets at these guys with a 369. So we're going to do this one. And there we go. We got a 9. So this one's destroyed. And remember, the guys in the middle are your objective. So all we have to do is destroy them and we win. So now we're going to move to Stool. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to shoot 2 at the final objective. And we got him. So it's a win. We can fly out of here now. And we could shoot the other ones, but it doesn't matter. That's all we had to do. And I should have kept track of which 4 were the objective, because we actually drew a few extra. That was my bad. We killed them all, so it doesn't matter. It is possible, like this guy moved, but he moved from up here. So I don't think anybody moved from the middle out. But even so, Marita and El Cid both get to attack somebody. And the next worst one, of course, this one's a really bad one. El Cid would have shot 2, and we would have killed this one, you know, just to play it out. And then Marita would have shot 2 of his, and these are all +2. The worst roll one is this one. So we would have destroyed him, and these would have been the only 2 remaining. And I'm fairly certain that neither of those are the objective. And even if they were, just exchange the kills that we did somewhere else. So there you have it. And I did have to retcon, but you know what? It was worth it, because all we needed to do was survive 1 more round so we could destroy the objective like we just did. And we're good. So now we're going to do the homebound. Move any 1 campaign counter 1 to the right, which is a good thing. Now this is one, because we won the mission, Recon is moving 1 to the right, and Intel is moving 1 to the right. And I just know that's going to happen. Technically, it hasn't happened yet, but it will, because we're going to just do our end mission spoils here. If I move Recon 1 more, I get to draw 2 cards. That could be good. If I move this 1 more, I still get to draw 1 bandit, but I get to destroy 1 site. That's helpful. And then the infrastructure, it's going to be forever before we see any benefit. So the question becomes, do I want to be able to draw 2 cards, or do I want to be able to destroy a site? And my answer is always, I want to be able to destroy things. So I'm going to move that 1 to the right. And yeah, that's what we're going to do. All right, so then everything goes in a cup. So now we got to do, you know, I haven't been paying attention. Have I always had pilots from 2 different nationalities? And the answer is yes, because we had the Italians on the first 3 missions, and on this one we had Merida, the Japanese. So we've been doing that. I haven't been sucked into some all-American, and we actually had Hansen, the Canadian, on this one. So we're good. We're following everything. Okay. Let's get out our sheet. Okay, so this was target 42. We had 18 SOs. We still have 18 and X. And then this one gave us 3 victory points, and that puts us to 35 for the campaign. We've already adjusted all the doohickeys, so that's done. El Cid is our flight leader. So he is first. And let me get the camera situated so you can see everything. So he has a cool of 2. This mission is a stress of 1. So as predicted, we do get to reduce him by 1, although he did gain 1 on the mission. But no harm, no foul. He's down to 2. And he needs to give his experience points to somebody. And I have Merida, who could really use it. We gave him the stool already. Duo is green. It'd be nice to give some to him. Duo is sort of our extra guy anyways. I'm going to give it to Merida. So we're going to give him 2 more for 5. And he's for sure going to level up. And he's next. So we're going to do Merida. All right, so this mission gave 1 stress. He has 1 cool, so he gained none. And then we're going to give him 2 more experience, which gives him 6. Here you can see 4 levels him up. So I'm going to cross out 3 of them. And then we're going to write in that he is promoted to skilled, and he has 2 left over. So here you go. He has a +2, and now he's still a +2, but he gained 1 more cool, which will keep him in the missions. That's good. He doesn't get his Bushido until later. With how many times we've been damaged or whatever, the Bushido thing is starting to make sense. This had to be a hard game to play balance. You got some pilots with Bushido and some pilots without. Bushido wouldn't be very handy if your pilots never actually get damaged. And in this game, they get damaged all the time, it seems, at least if you roll bad. If you got 1 Bushido, it's like, okay, just spend a Bushido, and it's like a nope. So there's something to be said there. There's also some pilots with Gung Ho. I think those are the experimental pilots. Anyways, getting back to this, Stool is going to lose his 1 stress, and get 2 experience points. He is currently at 0, so he is now sitting with 2. And then we have Hansen. He has 1 cool, so he doesn't gain any more stress. He gets 2 experience points. That does level him up, so he is now skilled with 0 left over. So Hansen goes from a 1000 to a 1021. So that really helped with the air-to-air support. Oh, and I just had a component malfunction here. Okay, fixed. All right, next up, last but not least, is Rogue, who has 7 stress. We gain 1 for the mission, but he has 3 cool, so he's gonna lose 2 of it and drop down to 5. That stress was well, I was gonna say well earned, but actually just well done. Rogue is gonna get 2 more experience points. He has 2, so that puts him at 4. I forgot to fill in the dots. I don't think the dots are that important. So not quite leveled up yet. And then Duo, I forgot Duo. So Duo has 0 cool, so he will go up 1 to 4. But he does get 2 experience points here. He has 2 already, so he's gonna go to average with 1 left over. So for him, he's going to get a +1, and he gained a situational awareness, which is very good for shooting sights. You sort of want that for a guy like him. So we can shoot a radar sight. Okay, this time I am ending the video. So that was the end of day 4. We've had a lot of hairy moments. I'm still learning. This is tighter than Hornet Leader for sure. Hornet Leader, I realized if you don't bring the AWACS with you, is just as crazy as this. But with the AWACS and some of the other options, you can really mitigate things. Without the Aces expansion, I think this would be even harder. But with that said, I like the Aces expansion. It's one I'm definitely using. And I don't, you know, I still, as I rank the expansions, the experimental aircraft is probably the one. The SO cost for the aircraft has been what edges that one down low. If the SO cost wasn't so prohibitive, experimental aircraft would be really cool. The Aces I really like. And as far as everything else, like even this campaign we're doing right now, this is a from the Greek campaign and expansion. And I just love all the extra campaign sheets because that keeps the game fresh. Anyways, that's it. 4 days in, 8 days left to go. Pretty scary moments, but we're doing okay. And I did have to do a serious retcon to implement a strategy that was always there. I just, you know, in my haste, blurred past it. So apologies for that, but I think it was the right thing. And anyways, we'll see you for the next video. Thanks for watching. Stay awesome.